Oh, and we're back.
Hey, we're back. Oh, technology. You gotta love it, don't you?
Yes, what was that Justin Timberlake song? I'm tired of using technology. Why don't you come down and talk to me? Come
Hmm.
on. Oh, right. So where were we? What was the last question that I
It
asked you?
was the
Oh, yeah.
gaming. Gaming. I
Yeah,
meant to be a
gaming.
gaming channel. All I seem to play is Black Ops 3. Unfortunately, that's true. That's all I can play at the minute, and it's not for the sake of I'm going to play this game and get loads of views on my channel. My channel's never about that. It's just whatever I'm playing will be the videos that feature on the channel. Saying that, unfortunately, the videos that I do put out, say the Arkham Knight, The Last of Us, Limbo, they do get less views. And that's just the way it is. Call of Duty, it's just it's the thing to be watching, the things to be playing, and that's just the way it is, really. The whole COD community and YouTube thing go together, and unless you're huge, the other videos that you make, they're not going to get that many views or likes. But it's not about the views and likes, really. But
No,
I do
exactly
have
that.
plans. Um, I have to take a break especially when Doom comes out. I can't wait for that game. I think I have so many fond memories of that game. Playing it when I was meant to be doing my computers at school and stuff like that. There, playing it on the Super Nintendo, where at the time I thought it was fantastic, but looking at it now, the graphics were awful on the Super Nintendo. It couldn't cope with the PC. So your bodies were like these wee tiny squares. It was like Minecraft, these wee tiny squares with like two white squares for teeth and red eyes. But I loved it. It was a fantastic game. Like the music still brings chills like back of my neck. Oh, fantastic game. So I definitely will be taking a break. I will be bringing lots of Doom footage when it comes out. Definitely will.
Excellent. That is absolutely brilliant. I'm glad we'll be having a break from Call of Duty because let's face it, it's I do really enjoy playing it myself, but
Yeah.
it's one of those games where I can quite easily walk away and play anything else. I find it.
Yeah.
I find the first person shooters a lot more fun if you've actually got someone to play with.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've taken a break from it.
But at the minute, like, I really am enjoying it. Like, I'm looking forward to the DLC coming out. I know we're getting a reskin map, and then we're getting like a 3-in-1 map and stuff like that. But at the minute, I can't find fault in this game. I really am enjoying it. Now, it's funny. This weekend's hard to play because it's double XP and it's the weekend. It always is hard to play at the weekends. So in past Call of Duties, I've had taken breaks at the weekend. During the week, play it fine, no problem. The weekends, I would play The Last of Us Evil and something like that there. I probably will do that eventually because it's just a little bit harder to play and it takes the enjoyment out of it at the weekends when everybody's on, especially this weekend with double XP.
Yeah, that's why I've given it a wide berth this weekend.
Yeah.
I've been playing other games. But speaking of other games, that brings me to my next question. My next question being, you are the last man on Earth. Okay, there's been a nuclear apocalypse.
Right.
What 5 games would you take into
Oh,
a fallout shelter to play?
that's a cracking question. Number one has to be my favorite game of all time is Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. Love that game. Really did. Everyone's got their favorite Mario. I know Mario 64 or whatever, or even the new ones now. But Super Mario World was the first to bring you into this big, huge map. Each other one you just had your world, you went stage to stage. But this thing was huge. And then Bowser that was the first time you seen him as a real big enemy because he was huge. And the helicopter with the clown face. Loved that game. And the feather gave you the cape, you could fly. That'd definitely be one. Doom would be another. Definitely Doom.
Which one?
Either Doom 1 or Doom 2. The original. I wouldn't go Doom 3. As good as it wasn't really my kind of Doom. I've good hopes for the new one. It does seem to be going back to more just action. All like action, blood, gore. I mean, the melee attacks look beautifully gory in this new one.
Oh, yes.
So it'd be Doom. I was never much of a sports fan, so like I wouldn't take any of the FIFAs, or I never really got into those sports games. Well, Colin McRae at one stage we were playing it all skill, but no. That's such a great question. Number 3 would have to be some kind of horror game, like of maybe Dead Space or Resi. I'd probably go with Resi 2. Resi 2, Resident Evil, yeah, was great, but Resi 2 was just that wee bit bigger and better. 2 different characters, 2 different story arcs, and they met in the middle. Things that you did with Leon then affected. I can't remember the second character. Ada, wasn't it? Yeah, Ada Wong.
I cannot remember.
I think it was. And so that's 3. 4. Oh man, that's a great question. We'll have to go modern. I would say something maybe more like exclusives. I do like my adventure games. So I would say possibly Tomb Raider, the new one, or Uncharted, something like that there. And the last, this is such a good question. What would I go for? I'll say something pretty epic, something pretty big, pretty long. Take me ages to finish. I'll probably go. What would I go? Something kind of open world. I wouldn't go GTA. I'll probably go something like The Witcher, something, or even Skyrim, something that's going to take just years
to complete. Yeah,
I'm going to have loads to do. Yeah, what I go? No, I'll go Witcher. I'll go Witcher 3, just to be a bit more modern, a wee bit more adult, put it that way. So that'll keep me going those cold, long, apocalyptic nights.
It's interesting you mentioned the horror game, because let's face it, you're in a nuclear shelter. You know, you're the last man alive, and you're playing a horror game. You're the last man alive, and you get a knock on the door.
Yeah.
What do you do?
That would be some night. I can just imagine. Yeah, but you gotta have a bit of horror. You really do. I'm playing Dead Space. That game came out of nowhere. It really did. Like, it was EA. It's got this kind of Resident Evil 4 clone. Like, the main character didn't even talk, but it was fantastic. It was, even the ship itself, the setting was perfect. Even the sound, you might go into a room, you hear the door open and close, and then that was it. There was dead silence, and that was more eerie than going into a room with screaming, children or whatever it was. It's a great game. I'd love to go back and actually play it. Second one was okay. Third one was really disappointed with the third. Didn't like it. I kind of went the whole thing kind of way, and it was too co-op. A horror game should be just basically on your own in the dark. And
a horror game really should be one of those things where you completely encase yourself within the game and just try and play the game as if it was you in that situation.
Like the latest horror game to give me that, spine chilling fear was, believe it or not, Slendy Man. Playing over in Higgsy's house. That was terrifying, because he told me we're not playing it unless the lights are off, the headset's on. So the headset on and off, half on, half off, and that was terrifying. And it was such a terrifying game, but it's such a simple idea. Just this tall guy chasing you. Oh, even now, just gives me chills. Great game, horror game, very, very good.
So you've got a slight phobia of tall, thin men with no face.
Eyes, yeah. Too much Hitman, I reckon.
Okay, so we've discussed the top 5 games that you'd like to play until you die, basically.
Yeah.
Which brings me on to my next question. If you could be any character from a computer game, who would it be?
That's a ridiculous question.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Can you go ultra realistic and say somebody like Nathan Drake, all charisma, and oh man, any character. Like, you were so tempted to go for some of the ninjas in Mortal Kombat, or Kratos, and just have a fantastic physique. All right, very pale physique, but still very angry man, Kratos.
Plus, let's face it, you wouldn't be able to take your wife out for dinner if you were Kratos. Let's face it.
See, there's another game I could take them out, put in my top 5. All the God of Wars were fantastic games. They really were. I do love my whole Greek mythology and whatnot. And they just did it. Yeah, they did it very, very well. Well, if I could be any character from any game, that's a fantastic question, Monks.
I've got a lot of free time on my hands, and I do think about things.
You know, do you become
better prepared this time than last time. I apologise, TTT Subsy. He will be back, by the way, guys. We agreed that
it went very well. I enjoyed that interview. I thought you did very well.
It was great for a first time. It was a good pilot.
Yeah, it was a very good pilot. Anyway, right, if I had to be any character.
Come on, any character you want. You could be Mario, you could be Link, you could be Kirby.
See,
3 Nintendo games there. You could be Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's face it. Come on, anyone you want. Leisure Suit Larry, you know. Let's throw that one in there. Why not?
So there's Batman as well. Like you could be him from the Arkham games, but then no, I'd like some character with superpowers. I've always loved to have telekinesis powers. I think it's such a lazy power. It'd be fantastic. Sitting on your seat, the remote's over there, and you think of it, and it comes to your hand. Let me see, is there any Magneto?
So, maybe someone like Cole McGrath from Infamous.
Oh yeah, Cole.
Yeah,
you're pretty good powers. Oh man, that's such. You can be really, bad as well. Say something like that could be Lara Croft for a day, just for a day maybe.
I think we'd all like to be Lara Croft for a day.
And yeah, I'd love to have all that money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it's about. It's just having that.
That's what it is. The money, and it's the butler and the house and the adventures with the dinosaurs. Yeah, that's all it is. Who would it be? I'd have to be. It's really. Now I'll go with Nathan Drake because in a way, my son was kind of named after. No, not that I would ever admit that to my wife, but I was playing Uncharted at the time.
Doesn't watch my YouTube channel.
That's all right. And I was playing. Yeah, I was playing that, and actually, I was a big fan of the Heroes at the time. Was on, with Nathan Petrelli, Peter Hero, the cheerleader. Fantastic series. So yeah, I kind of got the idea of the name Nathan from Uncharted. So yeah, I'll go with Nathan Drake. I would be Nathan Drake. I'd be any character. Nathan
Drake. Is that just so you can go off and explore these big?
Yeah, basically.
Basically, be a treasure hunter. Be a decent Indiana Jones.
A good indie, or like who else was the old treasure hunt? Oh, like a Nick Cage from Treasure Hunt. That was good at a show. Didn't mind that.
Okay, so there you go. His top 5 games, and his ultimate character would be Nathan Drake. So let's get back to Call of Duty, because let's face it, everyone's channel at the moment is pretty much solely based around it.
It is.
And it is the first good COD game for a very long time.
I think so, yeah.
Let's face it, I think there's only one real fault with the game, and that is the map rotations. But let's not go into that. How do you feel that Call of Duty has progressed? Do you think it's got better through the years, or do you think it's had a slump in the middle? What were your feelings on the progression of Call of Duty?
I think it has changed. I don't know for the better, but it had to change. It was becoming, basically like FIFA. FIFA changes every year, but there's wee tweaks here and there, but it's still essentially the same game. And Call of Duty was just essentially the same game. Yeah, there's different maps, different guns. But as much as we disliked Advanced Warfare now that we know what kind of game it was, it did put things in motion. It did change the franchise, really. Maybe it was a little bit too much at the time, but for the first couple of months, I actually enjoyed it and loved it, played it, and liked the exo movements, the jumps, the abilities. And then obviously Black Ops 3 came along, and they toned it down a wee bit. They took the good bits out of it and just made a really, really good COD. So they did. I would like to see another World at War, or a past Call of Duty done on current gen. I think that would be fantastic. It'd be a beautiful looking game. Yeah. But now that they have moved on to these exo movements, advanced movements, and let's face it, it is, yes, an 18 rated game, and it is an adult game, but it's marketed for the kids, man. It really is. Like, they know what they're doing. It's like, you look at the maps, like, look at the new DLC coming out. Splash, you couldn't get more color in that thing. It looks like, Splatoon for the Nintendo Wii. That just reminds me of all the colors. And like, we got the new supply drops there with what's the one you get? Is it a Splash 80s or 80s thing for the specials? It's just, color from head to toe. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I will be a Treyarch fan. I do like the color. You look at Call of Duty Ghosts or even Modern Warfare, which is greys and browns, and you go back and if you play even the likes of with Dome, great game map, or even Rust, fantastic game, fantastic map, sorry, but really dull. You look at the color scheme. So I think Call of Duty it was in a wee bit of a slump. Advanced Warfare took it out and maybe then put it back. But then Black Ops 3 has come along and, at the minute has been the saviour of Call of Duty for now. Yeah. But I would like to see it going boots on ground again, but I don't think it'll happen. I think just the current fan base, the guys that are playing it, let's say the squeakers that are playing it, they enjoy these exo movements. They enjoy the colours and the advanced, warfare feel of it. But it's at the minute I'm enjoying it. I think it has become a circle or turned a corner. It's been pretty good. It really has.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that sentiment. But Black Ops 3 has brought it back to a playable game again. But like yourself, I'd like to see another boots on the ground. I like the fact that in the older Call of Duties, you had that, the campaigns were based around like real battles and real wars.
Exactly,
and you interacted with it. I mean, even like with the Black Ops 1, let's not go Black Ops 2 because that jumped back and forth through time. That's neither here nor there. But, that was, Black Ops missions during the Cold War and everything else like that. So that was, I enjoyed that historical standpoint. I'm a bit of a history nut, I like things like that. But I mean, it really is aimed at children. Not that any person in the world could disprove Treyarch's lawyers in court by saying that, but let's leave it at that. I've got a feeling it will just go further and further forward.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I've never really. I have had the Xbox 360. I had it for a couple of years, and I played a few exclusives. I just kind of got it for the likes of Gears of War. But I never got around to playing Halo. As good as I've heard that it is, that's where I see Call of Duty going, is and real into the future. So we're talking full suits, I can't see it going back, boots on ground, which I'd love to see. I think they would, the sales might suffer, but the diehard guys would buy it and enjoy it. The more mature COD fans, put it that way. Like, I think that's what we want to see.
Yeah, I think our kind of age group, they say, let's be generous here. Let's go 25 to 40. They're the sort of guys that would prefer that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go one way or the other, and I think by the end of it, you're going to end up losing half your audience anyway. Because I personally think the series has run a bit too far anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right. But then where else are we going to go for that, online multiplayer first-person shooter? I can't see myself playing Battlefield. Let's just a wee bit too... Yeah, we'll Doom. Yeah, Doom's coming out and it will be multiplayer. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe that's where we will have to go. I would love that if everyone was playing Doom. If everyone was excited about Doom as they were about Call of Duty. Like, everyone goes nuts about if there's Vandahar, if he changes his avatar on his Twitter account to some certain gun or some certain picture. Oh, they've changed the weapons. They've a new specialist. Oh, they're bringing out this new COD points. The guy, I think, as much grief as he gets, I think he loves his job, and he's just a troll. I think he is. He's just an absolute troll, and he loves it.
Oh, of course,
he knows that we're going to go mad. He knows the community is going to go nuts if he changes even the slightest thing in his Twitter account. But I don't
Jesus
know.
Christ,
I
the
don't know
guy
where it's
changes
going to
his
go.
shirt and people think that it's gonna,
Yeah,
it's there's gonna be a new color in Call of Duty.
yeah. That's the
No,
only
I
thing.
just like Paisley.
That's the only thing about the whole Call of Duty YouTube community thing. It's one of my kind of pet peeves. I can't stand this speculation. What's coming next? Guys, they make. I was going to say they make YouTube channels out of it. Guys have made careers out of this. It's about what's coming next. What's going to be the next Call of Duty 2016. I mean, we haven't even got the DLC yet, and there are already videos up about Ghost 2 or Modern Warfare 4, whatever it's going to be. Can we not just enjoy the game that we're playing and concentrate on that, and not just speculating whatever's going to come out? Now, there has been some fantastic parodies out there. Some that have been really, really good. Now, that I don't mind. But
yeah,
it just really annoys me. It really does. And unfortunately, it's a part of the whole Call of Duty YouTube thing. It really is. Nothing we can really do about it.
Excellent. Well, I know you're not a guy for speculation whatsoever, but
right,
what is the most ridiculous idea that you think they could pull out of the hat for the next Call of Duty?
Oh, for the next Call of Duty, not even for the next DLC. That is
the next Call of Duty. What do you think would be the most
next Call of Duty 2016? Well, you know what? The craziest and the most out there idea that I could have, and which I would love to see, is boots on ground. I would love to see it. And that is the most craziest speculation you'll ever hear about the next Call of Duty. That it's going to be based on World War II, current gen graphics. It's going to be gorgeous. Specialists are gone. You're just going to have your 5 loadouts. You don't pay any more money for more loadouts. There's no special guns, no camo. Well, sorry, there is camos that you get through the game, the challenges. But I say that's the most out there idea that I'm going to have, and I can nearly guarantee it's not going to make it into the game.
Well, okay, so you heard it here first, guys. Gary Gillespie thinks that we're going to have a boots on ground Call of Duty next. See, my idea with that would be it's going to be set on Mars. It's going to be Mars warfare. We're all going to be wearing spacesuits, and literally you're going to have 0 health. The second someone even dips your spacesuit, that's it. You're dead. It's going to be like hardcore all the way.
Hardcore. Listen, man, like yourself, I didn't really play much hardcore at all until was it last week that myself and yourself and Higgsy and Steve well went into hardcore, and since that, it's a great game mode. It really is. It's in a way it seems simpler. I know it is, harder, but there's no real gunfights. If you shoot first, you're down. You can't really turn around and kill the guy and put him down. The only thing about hardcore, I find the specialist weapons wouldn't be great. It just takes a wee bit too long for them to get going or to get fired up. But the specialist abilities are fantastic in hardcore. They really are. Yes, they are. It's a totally different game. It really is hardcore. I'm really enjoying it at the minute. I'm trying for I've got my Fury. I'm trying to get my Frenzy and my Mega, my Super, and then hopefully my Chain. I think the only way I'm going to get that is hardcore Dom. I'm getting there. I have a good feeling about it. I will get my Chain kill, my Dark Ops challenges. I'll get there.
Yeah, you're loving your challenges at the moment, aren't you?
I love my challenges, yeah.
What would you reckon the next 3 challenges are going to be that you complete or are really going for?
Very, very easily. Well, I have said my chains, whatever, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I have the 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, 9. Fantastic if we get, would be great. But I'm really trying for the Calamity, they call it. You take out 6 or more of the enemy team with a specialist weapon. I'm really trying for that.
Yeah.
And I think I'm trying too hard because I'm just frustrating myself. Like if I get into that spawn and I take out my purifier or I'm just about to gravity spike, some wee sod always kills me just in midair, and I'm just so frustrated. I've kept this specialist weapon the entire time and I haven't got to use it. So I'm working on that. There's another one I've seen through the challenges. It's the combat axe, a really nice wee one. You equipped 2 combat axes and you have to get a kill with each one with your first throw 5 times. Really nice wee calling card. Like a predator kind of looking guy.
Nice.
The whole temptation, as soon as you throw the combat axe, get a kill, don't pick it up because you have to get a kill then with your second one for it to count. So it's better. It's just a matter of killing them, walking away, get another kill. So that's 2. And hopefully I'm working very, very patiently with my power down. I've everything done in the return fire. It's the wee kitty cat with the rainbow coming out its rear end.
Cat, yeah.
And I've everything done. It's just I need to destroy 2 more power cores, which sounds easy enough, and actually it is easy enough, but nobody uses it. It's the third last core streak, which is what you can destroy, you can take out, and no one uses it, and that's the hardest thing about it. I need 2 more, but I just can't find the lobbies that anyone's using it. So it will happen eventually, hopefully, some stage. I'll just have to then go into my emblem creator and just make a wee emblem to go with my calling card, which is another obsession of mine. It has to match. My calling card has to match with my emblem. I have to go in and make one. And if I go really far, I have to make the matching one from my paint shop and my gun. So they all have to match because everyone sees it. Everyone sees the paint shop and your gun.
Yeah, this is very true. Everyone does sit there and look at your paint shop.
Yeah.
I can't say that I've looked at anyone's gun.
Man. Never have. Like, it's only for yourself. Even like your wee. I do like that the calling card, or not the calling card. Sorry, the gamer tag or the kill count on the gun. That's a nice wee touch. I like that. I do like that. But who sees it? Only yourself.
Yeah. Oh, unless you get an epic kill cam that everyone's going.
True. Yeah.
What does that say on the gun?
Is there one on the knife? I haven't used the combat knife yet, actually. Is there a wee kill count on that? I wonder.
You can put one on the knife. I have been working on one for the knife, but
awesome. That's one thing I do. I think I have decided I will go for the dark matter. I wasn't going to bother because I just can't do headshots. I always kind of aim for the body and just kind of move left and right. I never go up and down. Like, I'm not a drop shotter. Some guys, they'll drop to the ground so they automatically shoot up, which helps get the headshots. But I think I would like to get the dark matter, so I'll have to practice my headshots.
We have a mutual friend that likes to do drop shots, don't we? We won't mention.
We do. We have, yes. He even changes his loadout or his what is it called? The tactical
controller settings.
Yeah, he goes to the tactical. I can't do it. I've tried, but nah, I can't change that. I've been just set my ways.
Yeah, we all enjoy a good panic knife every now and then.
Oh, that's the other thing about hardcore. Oh, I love it.
I know.
Not that I'm a panic knifer. I have been accused of panic knifing in the past, but I've recently started using the Spectre and the Ripper. The Ripper's gorgeous. It is basically it's a fantastic panic knife, and the lunge. My goodness, we thought Commando was good in Modern Warfare 2. This thing flies across the map. He's a good specialist. I do like using them now.
Yeah, I might have to give him a go. Right, okay. Well, I think it's time we wound this interview down a little bit. I've got one final question for you.
Sure.
I know you're itching to get back to the double XP. I can see the hives coming out on you.
Controller in hand, yes, I'm ready to go.
I was half expecting to see the blue light there.
Just turn myself off.
Now, okay, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get to know Gary. Come on, when you're not being Gillespie gaming, when you're not playing Call of Duty, when you're not with the wife or the kids or anything like that, what do you like to do?
I'm a huge geek. I love me Marvel. I love me DC. So it's usually, believe it or not, reading comics or watching movies, Netflix, or going to cinema. Really enjoy going to cinema. A good friend of mine is a comic book artist, believe it or not, and he's the guy, Nathan, who did my channel art. He did all that for me.
Oh yeah, really nice, crisp.
We get together a lot and just hang out and just geek out. Like we've spent a full day watching Daredevil on Netflix. We watched the season from start to finish and loved it. We both had seen it before anyway, so we were just kind of on in the background, and we're big manga fans as well. We would sit and watch that, and looking forward to Deadpool. Can't wait for Deadpool. It's like out in like 2 weeks, man. Can't wait for Deadpool. And Ryan Reynolds is perfect for the job. So when I'm not doing the whole YouTube thing, it's hard because when I'm not making when I'm not making YouTube videos, I'm gaming. So I'm on the PlayStation playing Call of Duty, and when I do something fantastic, epic, I will record it and then use it for a wee commentary. Or I never really that much to talk about in my commentary. It's just me, what I've been up to, and maybe something I found in the game that I don't like, or maybe they're going to fix. I've never really done the whole. It's hard what I describe myself as a commentator. I suppose I would, but it's just me being me, really. I know it is kind of cliche or very geeky, but YouTube they do say broadcast yourself, and that's just exactly what I do. I just broadcast myself. I'm not that good an actor. I couldn't put that act on for a year now. I've been doing the whole YouTube thing. I wouldn't say doing it professionally, but I've been doing it regularly. Put it that way. It's hard to believe. Like, the year has flown, absolutely flown, and to reach 100 subs as well. That's obviously with a lot of help from a mutual friend of ourselves. To get it and keep it, yeah, it's a nice feeling. It really is. I feel like you've done something. You're not just talking to yourself anymore. There is someone actually listening.
Yeah, I do agree. It's always nice to know that people are listening to what you're saying and having that interaction of them coming back and saying, "Yeah, great one." I totally agree with what you're saying. Or, really, you freak? What the hell have you been talking about for the last?
Funny, the comments and the support's been pretty good so far. I haven't got many dislikes, or I don't think I've got any kind of hateful comments yet, but I do have plans for the future that yeah, probably will. I'm thinking TSG. I think I've nothing to lose. So
you've got nothing to lose, man. Go for it.
I think I've got a good topic in mind, so I'll just make 3 or 4 minute video. Just keep myself, keep the intros, keep the face cam, just talk to the people out there, and the likes, if I get them, dislikes, if I get a few subs out of it, fantastic. And then sure, the trolls are there. They're going to be everywhere. They're on YouTube, they're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, they're everywhere. You can't do it. It's only when you take that to heart and you start taking things seriously, you're going to get yourself down. So I've nothing to lose. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, yeah, I might see you, or you might see myself in TSG. It's a bit scary, but what the hell, man? Nothing to lose.
Do you know what? It's one of them. If you don't take the plunge, you'll never get wet.
Very true.
And if you don't get wet, you smell like a tramp. Anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Monkey. This has been Gillespie Gaming. If you like it, let us know. And until next time, Slangafile.
Slangafile. Glad.